Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to do a DIY Dollar Tree neutral with a little sparkle Valentine Day decor. We're going to use the heart-shaped wreath form from the Dollar Tree. I know that this is hard to find, but there's other options out there. And then we're going to use this love ribbon. This is from the wedding section. We're going to use 2 rolls, as well as just the middle of this little hanging thing that says love. We used the other piece for another DIY coming tomorrow, which you'll see. So the first thing we want to do is we want to wrap the corners. Now, the very tip at the bottom, this isn't 100% necessary, but it definitely is easier. It's like more forgiving, I guess. If you don't land the bottom, the end of the wreath perfectly, then this will like hide any like holidays or flubs that you might have down at the bottom. But there is a really, I'm going to show you guys how to like finish it at the end without any mistakes. So first I wanted to again come on here and apologize that this isn't my regular DIY setup. I'm at a friend's house, and there is many different ways to do this particular wreath, but I wanted to show you guys a little neutral, it's basically white and silver decor, because I know that that's been requested. This particular one, I found this love ribbon at the wedding section, and it has silver edges, and it also has silver glitter writing that says love and has hearts and sparkles. And they have this all year. I mean, I don't know they're always in stock, but they have this all year. But if you can see what I'm doing here, I'm just taking 2 little scraps of the ribbon and I'm wrapping the very point, and I'm just gluing the ribbon to the ribbon around the edge of the frame. And what this will do, like I said, is when we get to the end, if you're not able to close it perfectly, it will just help hide whatever happens underneath. Okay, and then starting on the back of the ribbon, we're going to glue the beginning of the ribbon to itself that we're going to start wrapping around. We've done lots of tutorials on videos and how we wrap this ribbon. We want to just overlap the edges as close to possible. This particular one is very slippery. I know we've done this lots with the wire-edged burlap and other wire-edged ribbons, but this particular ribbon is very silky, so it will want to slide on itself, so be careful. And if you do have a lot of slippage and you can't wrangle it, so to say, you can glue it closed. Basically, as the ribbon overlaps itself, you could add a little hot glue over the overlap sections. And again, I apologize, this isn't my normal camera setup, so you're not able to see everything that I'm doing in detail. But I will, like I said, I will show you the things that are specific to this wreath, you know, as it goes. Okay, so what I really like about this ribbon is that the word love is multi-directional. A lot of times a ribbon will have the words going horizontal, and if you turned it upside down, all the words will be upside down. If you have a ribbon like that, then you definitely want to do half the heart at a time, to avoid having like some of the words being upside down on one side. But what's great about this ribbon is, you can see here, we're just going to continue. So basically I'm just gluing the very end of the next roll on top of the end of the first roll so that I can continue. I'm not gluing them to the wreath, I'm just gluing them to themselves, so they have that same, they lay that same flatness that we like. Okay, and then we're just going to continue. Like I said, I just take the spool of ribbon and it goes through the middle of the wreath, and we're going to continue all the way around until we get back to that point. And what's great about this wire-edged ribbon is what I like to do, and I don't really show it to you here, but what's an option to do is, once I'm done, I kind of fold my fingers around the wire edge of the frame so that I basically tucking the wire around, and it just holds the ribbon in place a little bit better. That also helps with that slippage factor. And then we get to the very point. What you want to do is you want to lay a piece totally flat, and then when you go back around, you'll see you make this perfect point, basically at the very tip of the ribbon. If you see the finished product, you see that a actual silver wire comes down from the inside of the wreath to the very outside of the wreath at the point on both sides. So we're going to start and finish it that way, which is basically just like makes life very easy. All right, and we just cut off the excess. And now we're going to take this holographic love. This came off of a DIY that we're going to show tomorrow. It was from the Dollar Tree as well. It was basically a red heart on one of those plastic frames that I just peeled the word off of the plastic frames, and it actually is just like a bead of hot glue on cardboard, like basically like paper, almost like poster board, I should say, not cardboard, excuse me. And I'm peeling the glue off. What I did yesterday, and you'll see it in tomorrow's video, is I basically just ran my scissor along and cut all of the little red. I removed it by cutting basically the red parts because I wasn't using that anymore. And then once I was done, I was able to turn it over and peel off all the strips of glue that had any remaining red on it. And even if some of the paper peeled, it was thick enough poster board that it actually kept intact. But just be careful when you do it. Of course, there's lots of other things that you can do in the middle of this sign. One of the options I was thinking about was the plain wood signs that they have this year. I was thinking you could personalize it by writing your family's name or anything that you wanted to write, any love poem, any love statement, like love never fails or any of those things, and putting it on the inside of the wreath. It would fit nicely as well. But I just really wanted to go ahead with the sparkle theme, and this little holographic word love is actually very sparkly. So what I'm doing is I laid it where I want it, and wherever it touched the wreath, I just put the smallest amount of hot glue, just so it wouldn't be like extra, you know. It's touching there, and then it's touching up here, and this is more than enough to hold this piece of paper in place, okay? And you just position it where you want it and reposition however need fit. I'm using Lisa's glue gun, and it is a low temp, not a multi-temp, and it dries so fast that I'm like, okay, I repositioned. It won't let me reposition. I have to re-glue, which is fine. It really didn't make any difference, any damage either way. Okay, but I was trying to get it to sit on top, like when I laid it there, but every time I glued it, it wanted to fall down. So I was like, you know what? It's fine falling down. That's fine. So now how do we want to hang this? We could hang it like we hung the heart yesterday, where we just loop a ribbon through and make a bow, which is fine. But what I wanted to do is I'm actually just going to make a bow. I have this piece left over, and I made a bow like you were tying your shoes. It's not a fancy bow. It's just basically looped it, tied around, and looped it again. And what we're going to do there is we're going to use the tails of the bow, and we're going to glue it to the back of the ribbon, to the back of the wreath, and use that to hang. So you want to make sure you make this bow nice and tight. So we're making it, pulling it tight, and then making it even by pulling the tails until it's the way we like it. Remember how we've done this plenty of times before. And we're just going to pull the loops till they're even. And don't worry about the tails being even, because we're going to cut them to fit anyway. All right. So just get it where you like it. Make sure, like I said, make sure it's really tight, because if we're going to hang the wreath from there, even though it's not a heavy wreath, if we're going to hang it from the bow, we don't want the bow to come undone. Okay, so you can also dab a hot glue dot in the middle of your bow once it's done, in the middle of your knot, excuse me, to keep it from untying. All right. But now that I've got it even and I like the way it looks, I've fluffed up my bow loops. I'm going to go ahead, turn the wreath over. Just make sure I adjust it accordingly. And you want the middle of your knot of your bow to be directly over the peak of the heart, just for balance. Okay? I'm just tightening my bow because it really wasn't tight enough. Once I pulled on it, I noticed it was looser. It started to come undone. So, and then once you have it exactly the way you want it, you want to lay it where you want it. And then here is a design option. I doviered my tails because I wanted my tails to hang inside the wreath as well. But you don't have to do that. You can just leave your raw ends, cut them, trim to fit, and then just glue the ends of your raw ends. Like if you want your bow to be longer, I guess, higher up, then you can go ahead and just glue the ends of your ribbon to wherever you want it. But basically glue it wherever you want it to be. As long as the knot is above the peak of the bow, of the heart, you should be set. And I like that with the ribbons hanging on the inside. Okay? And really that's it. Once that sets, once that glue sets, then just hang it up. And I know that this was so easy. This was so simple. I'm sorry that it took like as long as it did to even show you, but Hopefully you really enjoy this. This is for all those people who like a little sparkle in their farmhouse decor. If you have any questions at all, please leave them in the comments down below. Don't forget to share with friends and family. Anybody you know might be interested, give this video a thumbs up if you like it. And don't forget to hit subscribe. And when you do, a little bell will pop up. When you ring that bell, YouTube will let you know whenever I upload a new video. And as always, you take care. God bless. And we'll see you next time. Bye.